All right, welcome to the Volusion broadcast today, everybody. So we're discussing links within the context of the Volusion platform. And I've got in front of me just some general link terminology that I want to make sure all of you guys understand by the end of our little training today, okay? First of all, this right here, when I say link, what am I talking about on the internet? What's a link on the internet? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Because I've got something very specific that comes to my mind when somebody says, hey, go to a link. What are we usually talking about there, guys? See if I can grab an image of what I visualize when I think of a link. Yeah, text that takes you to another location. I like that definition. Let's refine that a little bit. Let's say text, let's call it clickable text. How about that, Cindy? Clickable text, right? It's not just any type of text. You can actually take your mouse and click on it, can't you? That takes you to another location, and when we say location, let's say another web page, right? Like that. It is often blue, isn't it? You see that? You see it, but it can be other colors. It's also underlined a lot of times. Usually, that's one way you can check if something is a link, is it's underlined. Okay, that's what a link looks like. Let's see, blue internet link, maybe. I'm trying to figure out if there's a. I guess I could just find a link somewhere. Let's try Wikipedia. Well, I guess this is a good example of a link, right? We're right here on Google. These are all considered links right here, aren't they? And we know they're links. They've got the traditional little underline when I put my mouse over them. That's a good point too, Peter. You get the little hand symbol, don't you, when you roll your mouse over it? See, normally my mouse is just a black arrow, but if I put my mouse over the link, I get a little hand symbol, don't I? So that way I know that it's linked. Now, notice something too. I don't know if you can see this very well, at least. Let me see if I can get this to work. No, it's not going to work. I'm going to try it anyway. On Google Chrome, notice something. Look at the very bottom left-hand side of my screen for a sec. If I put my mouse over Wikipedia, do you notice that you get a little address down here at the bottom left? Or if I put my mouse over this, I get a different address. That's the web address where the link is being pointed to. So if we go back to our definitions for just a second, what does URL stand for? Anybody know? Or not even just that. What is a URL? Yeah, it's a web address, right? It's the actual address for a certain page. It's called a uniform resource locator, but nobody calls it this. If somebody says, hey, I've got a URL for you to click on, they've got a very specific web address. So the URL, for example, would be this. That right there is a URL. Okay? We all clear on that? I know this is basic for some of you guys. Okay, so that's a URL. What about anchor text? Guys, what does anchor text mean in the context of a link? Anybody know? This one's a little bit harder. But notice these are links right here, right? What's the anchor text of this Wikipedia link? Just the word Wikipedia. What's the anchor text of this link right here? Notice at the bottom left-hand side of my screen, if I were to click on this link, it's going to take me to https://techcrunch.com/2016/09, so on and so forth. That's the URL of the link, but the anchor text is bots are waging passive-aggressive war on Wikipedia. That's the anchor text, okay? Does that make sense? So the anchor text is the actual text inside the link. So let's define that real quick. Okay. The destination URL is the web address where the link is being pointed. So back to our example here. This right here, it has a destination URL of this TechCrunch site, right? That's the destination URL. HTML, guys. What is HTML? What does it stand for? Or what is it just generally? It's computer language, right? I guess the technical term for it is hypertext markup language, which is really just like the code for what makes up a website, right? So you guys are looking at this website right now, or this web page that we're working on. If I right click on top of it and go to view page source right here, if I select view page source, notice what happens. It brings up all of this code. This code right here, guys, is the code that makes up that page that we were looking at on the internet. You can see the code for any page on the internet if you'd like. You just simply have to right click and view the source. So for example, if I went to this one, bots are waging passive-aggressive war on Wikipedia, if I click on that, this is the actual web page, isn't it? And right up here, this is the URL for the web page. Let's circle that so you guys can see it. This right here, that's the URL, isn't it? That's the destination URL. But if I wanted to see the code behind this page, what makes up what you're seeing, I can right click on the page and do view page source, and this will show me, once again, the code. Why is this important? We'll explain here in just a minute. But just know this is the code right here. I don't expect you to know the code. I just want you to know what it is. Link code is something we're going to talk about just in just a minute. If you were programming code yourself, if you wanted to create an actual link in code, this is how you would do it. I'll show you the actual code so you can see. Okay, ready? So it's A. So you put in the little less than sign or greater than sign. A space href equals, and then this right here, you put in the destination. Okay, so if we want to send somebody to espn.com, we would put it in like that. That's the destination URL. This is the hyperlink. And then I would have to put on a closing tag like this. I'll show you how this works more here in just a second. That's in case you're wanting to code your own link, okay? You need to actually have this skill for other marketing things later, so that's why I'm bringing this up. Okay, so why does all this linking matter? Well, let's go over into the context of a Volusion Site real quick. I had a client recently where we created a sizing page on her website because she sells a product that has various sizes, and so we created a sizing page. So I want to just demonstrate what that might have been like real quick for the sake of our example here. So I'm going to go to categories, and I'm going to create a category, and we're going to call it sizing. So let's add this real quick. Call it a sizing chart. We're going to save it. We're going to put it up in our navigation menu for just a second. So here's the sizing chart right here, okay? And on a given product, we're going to use this t-shirt as an example. She wanted, within the text of her product, she wanted to actually create her own text link that linked over to the sizing chart. but wasn't really sure how to do it. So I wanted to show you guys how to do that today so that you're able to create links within the context of your site to and from different things. What are some other examples of things that you might want to link together within your site? Well, if you have a clothing site, maybe on a product, like in this example, we want to link over to our sizing chart. Or maybe you're running some big free shipping offer and you want to link over to the details of that offer. And so in your product description, you say, hey, free shipping on everything over the weekend, click here for more details. And you put a little link there that linked over to your page that talked all about the free shipping offer, right? Or maybe you have a product that that you're selling. Maybe it's a shirt, but there's a complementary, let's say, set of pants that would go along well with it or that would sell well with it. Maybe you want to put a link in your product description to link over to that set of pants, right? To say, hey, by the way, those that bought this also looked at this, and then you created a link. I want you guys to be able to create these kind of links all over your site as needed, and it's really simple to do. First, you have to understand some of these definitions, which is exactly why we spent a few minutes talking about them. Now let's just put them into action real quick so you can do the same thing, all right? So here we are. We're going to pretend this is our product description. We're going to say made out of cotton. Okay, I'm just going to make this up, so bear with me for a sec. Wow, hold on. There we go. Color red. Perfect for any occasion. Okay, that's our product description. We'll just pretend for a minute. But in this case, we want to make sure they see the sizing chart. So we're going to say, click here to see the sizing chart. Okay. Now, what part of this should I actually make clickable, guys? Does it matter? If I want to make this text link, which, by the way, what is this text that we're highlighting? This is your anchor text, right? So do we want to just do the click here? Do we want to do everything here? I would argue it probably doesn't really matter. You just want to make sure that it's visible. So if I highlight all of it and then click this little chain link option right here and then select Insert Link, it's going to ask me for a URL. Why is it asking me for a URL right now, guys? Because we need to tell them where we're sending the person, right? We need to create a link. If we don't have a destination, well, then the link doesn't make sense, right? So we need to send them to our sizing chart that we created. So we can't do this until we have the URL. Well, what's the URL for our sizing chart? I'm not sure. We'll have to go find it. So let me save this. And we'll come back to this product here in just a second. Let's go back out to the site. Here's our sizing chart page that we created. If I click on the sizing chart, where do we always find the URL of the page? It's always right here at the top. That's the URL right there. Okay, so if I were to grab my pointer and just highlight it and copy it, okay, which is what I just did. And now let's go back to that product we were working on. Now that I've got the URL copied, and let's create a link. So here's the click here for the sizing chart. Now I'm just going to highlight again, insert link, and I'm going to paste in the URL just like that. Okay. Now I have an option here. They say, do I want to open the link in a new tab or do I want to leave it the same? What happens if I have someone open a link in a new tab, guys? What does that mean exactly? It means if they click on it, it'll actually create a brand new tab within the browser. Instead of just taking that same tab and changing the web page, it'll keep them on the web page and then open up a new tab for the destination URL. I don't use that a whole lot in linking unless I'm linking, and here's the hard and fast rule I prefer to use. If I'm ever linking to something outside of my site that isn't my website, so let's say I link to something here to explain, you know, what 100% cotton actually is, and I link to a Wikipedia page, I might do that in a new tab so as to not have them lose their place on my site. But in most cases, you'll just have them, or you'll leave this unchecked. If it's linking to a page within your site, just leave it unchecked and hit insert. Okay. Now you'll notice something will change, right? Now you see that it's turned it blue and underlined, which means that here it is linked. Okay. The interesting part about this too is if we save it, we can test it out and make sure it works. So let's maybe try that real quick. We've now saved it. Let's view this page on the site. All right, notice, here's the link right here. If I roll my mouse over it, at least on this Volusion theme, links just change colors into this sort of complementary pinkish type color. So I can roll my mouse over to this and click on it. And if I click on it, it takes me over to the new sizing chart page that we created. So I created that link within my product description. Really simple to do, right? Okay, let's go back to that. Let's go back to our product here and edit it. Now, I want you guys to understand the code behind this. Anytime you want to look at the code of a product page, if you just click on this little HTML button right here, it changes it to the code. And I want you to notice this. Okay, this is the same code that we wrote out together right here. Right? Volusion just created the code for you because you just had to click that nifty little chain link icon and it did the code. That's what's nice about using Volusion. If you weren't using Volusion, or maybe you were using some other platform, you would have to know how to code this in yourself. I think it's important that you at least can recognize this code here, because in marketing later, there may be times where you have to use HTML code to link from some other place on the internet to your website. So just memorize how this is done here. It's very simple to do. You can link anything in code. Watch this. So if I wanted to link to let's do Utah, or let's see. No, let's do we'll do ESPN.com. I can just manually write in the code here if I know the web address. Just like that. And then if I change the HTML code right here, I created another link where it says here's a link to ESPN. Okay? So I could create my own. I think it's just easier within the context of the WYSIWYG here to use this little link icon. Okay? Here's a link to ESPN. That's the anchor text. Right? The destination URL is found right here, http://www.espn.com. Right? Real simple to do. So creating the links is very easy, I think. One of the reasons why I wanted to walk us through some of these definitions is this right here is actually very important for search engine purposes. Okay? And let me explain what I mean. If given the chance to link over to a product, okay? So let's say this shirt goes incredibly well with our green denim pants, okay? Let's say I'm cross-promoting within a product description, okay? And I have these other green, awkwardly, right, green denim pants, but go with me on this. I've got these green denim pants that go well with this red cotton shirt. Choosing how to link to the green denim pants is important for Google, because I could say, click here to see them, and I could make this the link, couldn't I? I could make the click here the link, and sometimes that's okay. But I know search engines really like it when one of your pages links to another one of your pages using a keyword phrase. So instead, it would be better from an SEO and a search engine standpoint to rather link green denim pants, make that the anchor text of the link instead of click here to see them. Because, and I guess I won't go into all the details as to why that is, other than that's one of the parts of the Google ranking formula that will help your pages rank a little bit higher. So if I've got these green denim pants and I've got several parts of my own website that link to them using green denim pants as the anchor text, that will overall help that page's ranking more so than it would if all of my links pointing to it just said click here or click here to see or click on this product or something more generic. So that's my little marketing tidbit here. You want to try to link relevant keyword phrases if that makes sense, but don't take it to the extreme. On occasion, you should link it in other ways. If it's the same keyword phrase linked over and over and over and over and over again, and you do it to the extreme, that could actually hurt you in Google. So just keep that in mind, okay? Wherever you have a WYSIWYG, guys, you should be able to create these links. So even on category pages, this is very easy to do. You could go to, let's find a category, inventory and categories. And actually, we'll do it this way. On category 1 here, we could edit this category. And then right here under advanced info, under category descriptions, you'll notice we have the little WYSIWYG editor here too with a link icon. So I could come here and say, you know, go see our red cotton shirt now. And I could highlight red cotton shirt, select the link icon, insert link. But I would have to have the URL first, right? And so since I don't have that, I can't finish the link. But I could easily go get that if I went back out to the site one more time, found my shirt, which is right here. And what do I copy and paste? I copy and paste the URL right here. That's the destination URL of our link. So I will highlight it, copy it, and then I can go back to category 1 here, edit the category, and I can highlight unique red cotton shirt and link it, just like that. Paste it in my URL, hit insert, hit save, and sure enough, if we look at the site, there's the link right there, okay? And I know it's a working link because I roll my mouse over it. If I click on it, it takes me to my product. So I wanted to make sure you guys had a pretty good feel for how to do links. You'll use them on occasion. You have to be able to find the destination URL, right? Like we showed you how to do. You've got to be able to use the WYSIWYG tool and highlight the text you want linked. And where possible, use a keyword phrase to create that link. And to answer your question, Stephen, what exactly is a keyword phrase? Well, when you get into marketing a little bit more, you'll learn that, a lot of your marketing on a website is going to be contingent on you using keywords that represent your products correctly within the site itself. And if you do that, Google can more easily find you. So that'll be something that we teach you maybe more in a marketing training, not so much in our Volusion training today. Good question. Okay, guys, we're going to keep it short and sweet. I hope that was helpful to you. Go ahead and create links as needed on your site, and I wish you the very best. We'll see you guys all next time.